another edition of Le Bon Vie Champagne TV. The champagne that we are focusing on today is Belle Époque by the house of Perrier Jouët. I think Belle Époque is one of the most identifiable bottles ever produced, and that is because of the absolutely beautiful hand-painted anemone Japanese flowers that adorn the bottle. It is instantly recognizable, and of course Belle Époque being vintage only, both in a Brut and in a Rosé, and being the premier champagne of the House of Perrier Jouët, their top prestige cuvée. A lot of people don't know this story, but I find this absolutely beautiful and very, very interesting. But the Maison, founded in 1811 by Pierre-Nicolas Perrier and his beautiful wife Adèle Jouët, hence the double-barrel surname, founded in 1811. When Pierre-Nicolas died, he passed the house to his son Charles. But Charles had no children, so of course there were no heirs to the empire, and when he passed away, he actually left the Maison to his nephew Henri Gallice. Now, Henri was in this wonderful Art Nouveau, Belle Époque era where it was the likes of poets and musicians and artists, and there was so much conversation about life and art. And luckily, Henri Gallice met artist Émile Gall, and they got chatting in a bar at a soiree, and Henri decided that he wanted Émile to hand paint or create a beautiful bottle for the House of Perrier Jouët. Henri, being an innovator, always wanted something new and something fresh. This beautiful bottle was created, but it was turned down by the board of directors. The bottles relicked to the cellar, and they were not discovered until some 75 years later. And instantly, when the management team at that time found those beautiful hand-painted bottles, they decided that they would create a champagne that would match the beauty of this particular bottle. And this is when Belle Époque Prestige Cuvée was created, to fit the bottle, not the other way around. So it's a very interesting story, and one that most people don't know, but I love to tell it. The champagne itself, cépage. We have 50% Chardonnay. So of course, elegance and finesse in abundance in this particular wine. 45% Pinot Noir, and just a splash of Pinot Meunier, so just 5% of the Pinot Meunier to add the fruitiness and the roundness to the wine. The wine has been in the cellar, aging on its lees for almost 6 years, so an extended period of time, and of course all the grapes being from 1 year. This is only produced in a good year, and this particular vintage is from 2006. So 2006, quite a tumultuous year. A difficult year, but one that came out a-okay after a nice warm summer period, or a mild summer period, rounding off what was quite a wet and quite a miserable winter season in Champagne. This wine is all class. Now, of course, we know Perrier Jouët as a brand, we know Belle Époque as a wine. It's one of those wines that people use to celebrate special occasions, birthdays and otherwise, and I certainly have been guilty as charged on that front of celebrating with this wine a number of times. But from the moment you bring this champagne to your nose and pop it on your palate, you know that it's a wine made with class. It's top quality fruit and it's excellent composition. Hervé Deschamps, who is the chef de caves of the House of Perrier Jouët, has been at the helm of the house for nearly 20 years. He has impeccable fruit selection, so there's only the finest grapes that are going into this particular wine. And as I said, from the best years with a slightly extended aging period. So you've got something absolutely beautiful. The aromatics on this champagne, it is quite powerful, instantly bounding out of the glass. Lovely citrus notes, some white peach, some grapefruit, but that's all bound up in a beautiful, creamy, toasty brioche patisserie characteristic. A little bit of marzipan, a little bit of nougat. It's absolutely gorgeous. And to complement that, you have this incredible drive and power on the palate. The champagne is incredibly lively. It has this beautiful, delicate, silky effervescence. The bead and the mousse is so incredibly fine, and that just slides over the mouth, it coats the tongue. This for me is a champagne of gastronomic quality. It's something that I enjoy partnering with food, and the creaminess, the beautiful fresh citrus characteristics complemented by the richness of the marzipan, the nougat, the brioche. Perfect dish, some creamy scallop dish. So beautiful white fleshy seafood or white scallops. This has all the hallmarks of a wonderful champagne. Great length, beautiful balance, lovely depth, power and structure with all the elegance that you would expect from a 50% Chardonnay dominant champagne. 2006 was a tumultuous year, but it lends itself to a beautiful wine. It's done it for me. I think that this is an excellent champagne, and I would drink this gladly time and time again. Please enjoy this champagne this month, and of course take note of the beauty of the bottle that it comes within. All of the Perrier Jouët Belle Époque bottles that are coming to you this month have been hand signed by the winemaker, so an even more apt reason for keeping them for display purposes beyond drinking.